Welcome back to the Competitor Talk. This is your host, Kyle Dangler. This podcast is presented by Ladder Creative Works. And today we're very fortunate to have on fitness guru and creator of Kino Body, Greg Gallagher. Now, Greg has went viral in the past few years with his fitness workout videos, also some of his inspirational vlogs online, especially on YouTube, and just becoming one of the main focal points of bodybuilding and nutrition on the social media platforms, especially Instagram, where he has over 500,000 followers. And he just, helps people with different workout plans, different nutrition plans, showing them on workout videos how to do specific routines and specific, weightlifting proper techniques. And, before we get started, I just wanted to give a thanks out to Donovan Russo. He will also be on this podcast today, co-hosting with me. He helped to get Greg on the show, so we really appreciate all the efforts he contributed to helping him get on with us. Meant a lot to us, so we'll just get started right now. So Donovan and I will be co-hosting this one, a little bit different twist to this one, so it should be good. Mix it up once in a while is never a bad thing. So we'll be giving Greg a call now, and we'll get started. So, I just wanted to, thank you for coming on the show. Obviously, you're one of the most, prolific bodybuilders / nutritionists around. Especially on the social media platform. I just wanted to, ask you, being one of the, focal points of weightlifting now, especially on social media platforms. I just wanted to ask you, when did you start getting into weightlifting? And then also, has it been a passion of yours for a while now?
Yeah, it started off really young. Even when I was a little kid, 6, 7, 8 years old, I had the Batman action figures. I watched the Sylvester Stallone, Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, Bruce Lee, and Jackie Chan, and I loved the action movies. I loved seeing these guys in great shape, ripped, being strong and powerful. And just from a very early point, there was a seed planted that I wanted to achieve that too. And I started, I started working out with doing push-ups when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
When I was 11, 12, my dad got I think when I was 10, 9 or 10, my dad got a dumbbell set, and I couldn't wait to lift it. And I lifted it up, and I did some curls, but I was small, so I held the dumbbell like it was a barbell. I had 2 hands on a dumbbell curling it, but I felt the pump in my arms. I could feel the blood, and I was like, oh my god, my arms are bigger, and I just got hooked. And for 2 weeks, I was showing off my biceps to everyone, and I just loved the idea of training, of lifting. It wasn't something that I just was like, oh, let me do this, let me try this, let me go work on my friend. I was the kid where I would bring my friends to the gym. I was getting my brothers to do push-ups. I was working out. If I was on vacation, I wanted to go and do pull-ups on a tree. I just loved I loved training and pushing my body. I loved I loved the feeling of that, but I also more so loved coming back and being stronger and watching my body improve.
Yeah.
It felt such confidence and self-belief.
Yeah, so, you just talking about, looking up to, certain figures prominent in the superhero world and also other movies. Just curious, now that people look up to you, especially on social media, wanting to look like you, was there someone that you, when you were younger, wanted to look up to?
Yeah, I mean, it sort of changed. It sort of changed a bit depending on what age we're starting at. Like when I was 6 years old, I wanted to look like these action figures that I had that were just jacked. Like the G.I. Joe, if you guys remember that Small Soldiers movies, they had that kind of the army soldiers that were jacked, and I wanted to look like that. And then when I got a bit older, as a late teenager, it was like the movie characters that you see Brad Pitt just shredded in Fight Club, or you see Ryan Reynolds, so then that's really where my brand really took off, was when I really doubled down and got focused on. You know what? There's a lot of trainers, there's a lot of fitness YouTubers, people doing workout plans, but not really anyone is talking about how do you get that body you see in the movies, because they're doing something different.
Yeah.
Because they have an incredible look, and if you walk into the gym, you rarely ever see someone that has that leanness, that perfect amount of muscle size in the right places. And so most of your friends work out, they go bulking, and they put on weight, but they look just bigger and sloppier. Your friends, they want to diet, they lose weight, but then they lose muscle. So no one's really cracking that code, and that's when I really made that the focus. Hey, this is what we're going to do here. We're going to build the body of a Hollywood movie star.
So, Greg, I have a question for you. Now, obviously, the Hollywood image, looking lean and shredded and muscular is really important to Kino Body, it's important to you, it's important to anybody who follows you, right? But do you think that there's any negatives? And you talked about this in just a video a few weeks ago about how even when you reach your fitness goals, how sometimes it's just not enough and you need to learn how to be present in the moment, right? So what do you think of the downsides of trying to, get that Hollywood physique or just try to look, a certain way? Do you think that it could take a toll on somebody's, mental health? And how do you caution against that? If I'm making sense.
Yeah, you know what? I think striving to improve your body is a good thing. I think it is an amazing thing. The worst thing to do is to have no goal or to get caught up in watching reality TV shows all day, being stuck on social media all day. And I think that when someone has a goal and they want to build a great body, I think that's an amazing thing, and it's a net positive. Of course you can take things too far. Of course you can get too obsessed. Of course you can take a good thing and make it a bad thing. But that's really why I think Kino Body has really taken off, is because it shows you how to, hey, you don't have to be in the gym 6 days a week and just killing yourself and eating out of Tupperware 6 times a day. And you don't have to not see your friends on a Friday night, and you don't have to stay off alcohol for the rest of your life. You can actually work out really hard 3 days a week, push yourself, fast, eat nice big meals, hang out with your friends on weekend. It's a lifestyle. And so I think that that component of it handles itself completely. And you can get lost from a mental standpoint where all you care about is I got to get to 6-7% body fat. But generally speaking, for the most part, the people that are really following Kino Body, they're embracing the lifestyle, and they're having fun, and they're getting results. And I find that if that's the way you do it, and you really focus on the big picture, it's actually a lot easier to stick to your plan and get in shape. But
right.
if you're overly, if all you care about, if you're waking up all your day and all you think about is your body fat and what are your calories at, what are your macros at, and you overthink, that's when you really burn out. That's when you can't stick to it. So.
I have another follow-up question. So, one thing I noticed about you as a fitness kind of, icon, right, compared to a lot of these other guys who do similar stuff on YouTube and, Instagram and all that, you're not afraid to post pictures with, non-perfect lighting or to show, not you at your best, right? You don't feel a sense of insecurity about that. Can you maybe explain, why you feel it's okay to post pictures where it's not, 10 out of 10 lighting or the perfect shot? You know what I mean? Like, you're not afraid to show that you don't look perfect, 100% of the time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. If you go on my Instagram, you scroll through, you'll see photos where I look like, oh shit, this guy looks really jacked. But then there's photos where, I look pretty normal and I'm wearing a sweater and yeah. So exactly, I just don't care. I don't have a complex about having to look bigger than everyone else, having to look leaner than everyone else.
Did you have a complex like that?
I guess there was a period when when I was, my goal was to get to 7-8% body fat, and I was around 12, 13, and I didn't want to do a video shirtless, or I didn't so there was a complex when I didn't when I was not confident with I wanted to be leaner, and it was a big thing. And so yeah, I was like, oh shit, I don't feel like posting a photo today. I don't feel that lean. But that was back then, and that was a little bit different. I think what you're speaking to is it's tricky though, because if you have a photo where you look really, really jacked, it's gonna get more engagement, people are gonna comment on it. But I think that generally speaking, you want to be transparent, you want to be real with people, and I think that the more when I've done posts, the more I kind of show that realness, people really respect that and they like that, and they find that way more inspiring than someone that just always looks perfect all the time.
That's what I'm getting at too. Is that for me, it's like you're, when it comes to what you're selling, at the end of the day, it's confidence, and you're selling. You represent the everyman, right? Because you don't let fitness control your life. You don't let dieting control your life. You work out a few times a week. You look great. but again, you still, you have this business, you have fun with your friends, you go out to bars, you go out. So it's interesting on, this movement that you've been able to establish, and, going back to what you said about there was a period of time when you didn't care. Do you remember a few summers ago where people were giving you a lot of crap over your physique because you were more on the leaner side, and people were like, oh, you're partying too much, and you give a whole video saying how I like to party, have fun, but, I still think the way I look is rather good compared to most people. Do you remember that time when people were giving you a lot of crap? Yeah. Was that kind of where it all started for you, where you're like, you know what, I'm just not going to care because I know I look good and that's enough for me? Or was that far beyond that?
Good question. Maybe around then, but no, it's a good question. I just
you didn't look that much different. I thought you looked fine. I mean, people were like, giving you so much crap. I'm like, the dude looks good. I don't know what everybody's problem is.
Yeah, I think their bigger issue is that I look better like the year prior. Why is this fitness YouTuber in worse shape than he was a year ago? And I guess the reality was that there was a period of time where it's like, you know what, I want to focus on a few other things. I don't want to be, there was a year where I kind of took my foot off the gas in my own fitness routine, and I just enjoyed it. I worked out a couple days a week, but I didn't take it as seriously. It wasn't as intense. And so I think that was more so their bigger issue, you got smaller, or you don't look like you're in as good shape. But I, generally speaking, I train because I do it for myself, and I love it. And I think that period, I just need a little mental break just to chill for a bit. But yeah, I actually didn't mind the criticism. I think he was fine. It was like they kind of made me realize, oh shit, you know what? I didn't even realize that I looked smaller. I didn't even realize that I wasn't even paying that much attention. And so when people kept saying that, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do a muscle building plan for fun. Because I was like, you know what? Let me prove the effectiveness of my program. And so it actually worked out really well because I lost muscle, because I was a bit slimmer. I was 170 pounds. Then it gave me the ability to do a 1-year muscle building plan and put on 15 pounds of muscle, which set the stage for, it got people, holy shit, excited. Look at the gains that Kino Body made in a year. He's gotten bigger a lot faster. I started using our octane and our keto aminos. And so I went from from looking skinnier to putting on size. So I think that's also what it came down to, is you know what? It actually set myself up for a really good muscle building transformation. But you know what? I love being in great shape. I like being leaner more than I like being bigger. So I prefer being really lean. I think it just looks cooler. I think, and you feel more dialed in. When you have to stay in a calorie deficit, it gives you the sharpness. You need to do some willpower. You can't be sloppy. You can't just indulge. You have to be sharp. And there's a certain mentality with that I really like. And the changes you experience when you get leaner are very cool. It's a lot cooler than the changes you experience when you get bigger. You see veins come out, your face hardens up, you start to look better. When you put on your clothes and everything, you start to look better. Everything just looks sleeker. The camera, the video, size is not the important thing on, it's really the aesthetic. So I just find the leanness is really fun. So people ask me hey, would you ever gain 30, 40 pounds and then do a fat loss transformation to prove that you can lose weight? No, I would not do that. It's dumb as hell. And also losing weight when you're 10%, 9% body fat is 10 times harder than losing weight when you're 25% body fat. So if you can stay at 7% body fat, damn right you can lose 30, 40 pounds. Because your hormones gets a lot trickier. But anyways, what I would do though is I love lifting. I love doing my lift, but what would be more fun for me was just to deliberately not lift and lose muscle, but maintain the leanness, and then see how fast I can pack on muscle naturally. That would be more fun for me. But yeah, like having the leanness, you know?
Yeah. So you said you mentioned your Kino amino acids before. I want to ask you about that. So when I first started watching you, it was a few years ago. You were really against protein supplements, saying how they're unneeded and it's just about eating around 2,500 calories. Focusing on key lifts. And then you do these aminos, right? So what's the difference between what you're selling compared to everything else in the market? And why is your stuff worth investing money in when you said that other supplements weren't? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'll say right now that two things. One, most supplements are useless. And we know that most supplements are bullshit. If you do the research and you go into go to GNC, go to the supplement store, and like probably 95 out of 100 things you grab are just, generally speaking, worthless. The second thing is you don't need supplements. You don't need supplements. You can build an amazing body without supplements. And in fact, I've done that.
Yeah, you've done. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's really most important is the big levers. The big levers are your strength training. It's your nutrition, your rest and recovery, and your programming that allows you to, all right, when do you adjust your calories? When do you adjust your training? That's really, really, really the most important. Now, with that said, from like the research in the last few years, and some of my good friends, Saul Orwell, he runs Examine.com. It's the biggest supplement reference site. And so, I mean, there came a point in my training career where I was like, you know what? I never really used the pre-workout because, frankly, they had way too much caffeine, way too much stimulant. They didn't have the right dosages of the ingredients that really worked. So I had an opportunity to just create the pre-workout that I would want with L-citrulline for improved blood flow, improved exercise performance, faster recovery, with caffeine and L-theanine for a nice, really good focus, so on and so forth. And so we did the octane, and honestly, I started taking it. I just fell in love with it. I was like, wow, I feel good. My workouts were more fun. I was noticing I had better. I was able to get a couple more reps. I gave it to my friends, and they noticed huge differences. And the craziest thing is, I'll get these testimonials every day from people using octane telling me, "Holy crap! Like I could only do 5 reps with 100 pounds, and now I got 8." And that's a huge increase. And obviously, when you take something that you really believe in, there's obviously this footage. But I'm telling you, like, these people are getting really good results with it because it's improving your exercise performance, your recovery. But what really was cool was when I added in the Kino gains and aminos, and I've always been pretty transparent that creatine does work for strength and muscle. It's one of the most well-researched supplements, one of the most effective for muscle growth. But when I added in the aminos, and I've been on the fence about amino acids. I've used them, I've not used them. And a couple years ago, I was like, you know what, let me try using them again. And what I noticed is when you're training fasted on an empty stomach, maybe my workouts at 1 p.m. I'm fasted. Sometimes I'd be like 3/4 through my workout, and I'd just hit this wall, and I'd be kind of hungry, and I'd kind of rush through the last bit of my workout. But when I added in the amino acids, and they're basically like 50, 60 calories, you're increasing protein synthesis, you're preventing protein breakdown. It's a net positive. People are like, oh, you're going to spike your insulin, oh, it's going to disrupt the fasting. Your body is taking in 50 calories. You're not. Your body's still in this massive fat-burning state. All you're doing is helping your body with your muscle growth and preventing muscle breakdown. So I added that in, and and for myself, I noticed really good results. I noticed my workouts were better, and I also found it helped me make those strength gains. And when your calories are low, because you're maintaining a low body fat, getting in an extra 10 grams of amino acids, the leucine. We have HMB, which is a byproduct of leucine, which has amazing anti-catabolic effects. There's some really crazy research on HMB and how it's pretty powerful for muscle growth. But when I started adding these in, I noticed better results. And yeah, again, like if you're eating 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day, and you're eating tons and tons of protein, you might not notice much of a difference. But when your calories are lower, and maybe because your calories are lower, you're only eating 120, 130 grams of protein, adding that amino acids in, it helps. So I'm not as hungry. My hunger goes down, and my workouts are better, and I'm able to see better results on lower calories. And then the creatine, the Kino Gain supplement, the creatine helps with muscle size and strength. L-carnitine heart rate actually has some fat fat burning benefits, hard to quantify how much, but what it really does is increases androgen receptor density. So those muscle groups that are really important for the whole physique, upper chest, shoulders, traps, it allows you to utilize more testosterone into those key areas. So, and again, it's hard to quantify how much that helps. But think about when I was thinking the three of them, I know I was lean bulking. My PRs were getting crazy. I got to like three. I was doing like 140-pound incline dumbbell presses and then 120 for like mega reps. And then after hitting incline dumbbell, I was doing 315 flat bench for 6. It was freaking nuts.
So my biggest question for you is, and I've been waiting for this for so long, is when is that Captain America shirt that you designed going to be released? Because I've been waiting for that because I want to buy it so bad, and like I can never. When is it coming?
Yeah. Well, actually, So, long story short, I've been working with a clothing guy for 1 year who I really, who, in the beginning and everything seemed like he was really legit. And so, long story short, we have some clothing dropping basically, should have been today, it's going to be next week. And then we do have some of those cap tees, probably 400 or 500 coming out. But,
they didn't come out yet, right?
It didn't come out yet, no.
Okay.
So long story short, I feel terrible. Last year had so much excitement. People wanted to clothes so bad, and it's just taking too long. So I realized the current person I was working with, he was kind of a one-man show, and he couldn't keep up. And there was problem after problem after problem after problem after problem, and lack of responsibility for those problems. So we're shifting to someone that is incredible. He does things on a really big scale, and he already runs a really successful streetwear brand. So we're switching things. So come October, November, December, going full forward, like the clothing brand with Kino Body is going to be amazing, and it's going to be stocked up, and the quality is going to be better, the fit's going to be better, the sizing is going to be it's so it's in business, you gotta be really, really careful who you work with and do your due diligence. And so we probably wasted over a year running in circles with issues, but we're correcting it now, and that's all you can do.
So, do you enjoy more of the business aspects of Kino Body, or do you like being kind of in the limelight, doing the YouTube videos, getting the hundreds of thousands of views, and kind of being this, media celebrity? Or do you prefer being?
Yeah, that's a good question, because for the last few years, I kind of, in my business setup, I was kind of put in that box of, doing the videos, being the celebrity, doing these, but in the last little bit, I've in order to grow my company, I realized, I got to be 100% involved in the business stuff, and 100% involved with the decision-making processes and the funnels we're building, and I love the business stuff more. Than being in the limelight. Yeah, 100%. And it's and I love working with. I just worked with a consultant yesterday. He's a good friend of mine. He's super smart, and
they said he was the smartest guy that you know, right?
Yeah. Well, for business, yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying that in your video. So do you find that, with this success, popularity, more and more people are coming into your life trying to influence you in one way or another, trying to, befriend you, or, you know what I mean? Do you find that more people are trying to, attach themselves to your life?
Yeah, but that's been kind of, it's been like that since 2015. So, the last 4 years, it's all, however that is happening, it doesn't feel like, it feels pretty just normal now. I don't know. I don't, until I'm in someone else's body and in their life, I'm like, this would happen to everyone.
But are you ever cautious over who's trying to step in and be, kind of hang with you?
Yeah. I've had some, I'm generally speaking, it's interesting because I'm generally speaking a pretty good read of character, but I'm also very unassuming, and I think the best of people.
Yeah.
So I've had a couple times, where, you kind of get close there, someone comes into your life, or they want to be part of something, this and that, and you kind of, and then, next thing you know, it's so yeah, I've had, but I've had that happen, but you know what, as you learn and you grow, you also, what you're really doing is you're attracting really different types of people, and some of those people that I've attracted into my life are really amazing, and they like to what you really want to do is you want to watch out for people that have a hidden agenda. And what you want to do is watch out for people that are just takers. They just take. They look at you and they want to. They think about what can I get from this person? What can I get from this person? And you want to connect with the people that are really focused on giving value and not just taking from you, or how can I help you? And unfortunately, most people are very much focused on what can I get from this person? What can I get from this person? But the people
that really isolated you at all?
No, not really, because I have built a really good social circle of friends, and I have good people I work with, and I mean, it might, maybe it makes my dating life a lot more complicated, if anything. But and also, when you sometimes you go out, go out in LA or Toronto, and you'll have 8-10 people recognize you if you're in a busy area for a couple hours. But it's it's pretty much like the lifestyle I've known now. It's not like some of these really big celebrities where they have to have security on them. They get tons of people coming up to them like crazy. They have to they have paparazzi. It's not so it's a nice level of attention. It's not it doesn't really affect my life too much. But it's you get to meet people whose lives you changed, and so it's good.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask you, Greg, I'm not as big into the weightlifting as Donovan is. So, I just wanted to ask you more, just watching some of your videos, you've mentioned a lot about, the mental aspect of lifting, and also, living your life not to, have this perfect body image, but, that your body doesn't define you. Can you just kind of speak, how you've progressed, throughout, your weightlifting so far, and you've kind of come to realize that, your image isn't everything?
Right. Well, yeah, that's the thing, is that if you like anything really, whether you want to identify with how your body looks, whether you want to identify and get your confidence from how much money you have, if you're getting your self-worth from really anything like that, it's not ultimately fulfilling, because you're going to be a slave to whatever it is that you think is going to make you feel confident. And you have to have a deeper connection, I believe. So, it's great to, obviously you want to work on yourself, and obviously you want to, build yourself up in multiple ways, but what's the real value of working out?
Yeah.
And what's the real value of working out? Well, you know what? There's so much to gain from it, and only that how you look is only one piece of the pie. And so that's what you got to realize. It's when you work out, your mind is different. You feel better. You're relieving stress. You are improving your health. You're improving your hormonal system. You're developing that confidence. When you go into the gym and you commit to something, you've developed confidence. You develop willpower. You've developed discipline. You've built self-belief, because you're like, holy shit, you know what? Most people that never will get to the shape they really want to. Very few will. Very few people are gonna be in amazing shape. It's a small percentage right now. The obesity rate is 30% in America. Obesity, that's a lot. And so if you are able to stick to something and actually improve yourself, lose weight, get stronger, what's really going on there? You're like, wow. Yeah. If I set myself, if I set a goal, I can achieve it. And so fitness is really, it's handling your fitness is going to do so much for your life, and if all you focus on is just how it's going to make you look, then you've really missed the point. And the idea is to really love and fall in love with the lifestyle. Let the physique you build be a bonus. It's a really, really, really cool thing. But if you get too focused on that, then you miss really the pure value, and then you almost lose the coolness of it, because if someone builds a great body but they're so focused on it, oh yeah, look how good I look, oh my god, I'm in such good shape, and all they want to talk about is their physique. It's just not cool. It's way more cool to build a great body, make it a lifestyle, and then not talk about it. And obviously I look hypocritical, because all you see me is talking about fitness stuff, because that's the business element of it. If you were to hang out with me in person, we're gonna go out for dinner, this and that. We're not talking about my physique ever. It doesn't come up, or my workout plan, or like my calorie. People ask me those questions because they're curious. They want to know, and I'm like, hey, guys, we're not talking about this.
You're a normal guy. Yeah.
Do you get sick of talking about fitness when you're not on the clock?
What was that?
Do you get sick of talking about like working out and stuff when you're not on the clock and you're not like at work?
Yeah.
Simple as that. Like, do you want to do more public speaking? Because I remember you did something for Brendan Carter a while back. I know you have done some conferences and stuff. Do you want to? I know have you done that a while, or have you taken a break from public speaking?
Well, just to kind of just add to my last question because I don't want to. Sorry. Just like I love fitness. I love like learning new stuff and testing things. But like, if someone asks me a question that I've answered a million times on videos or I've talked about extensively, then when I answer, it just feels so mechanical and just like it's just like, oh my god. Like, but like I love it's my passion. But answering the same question when I've been answering it like every day.
Yeah, it gets annoying.
8 years. That's the exhausting part.
Sorry to cut you off, by the way.
Oh no, don't worry. So then the question was public doing speaking engagements or you said, yeah.
I remember you doing that a lot a few years back. I wanted to know if you're ever going to get back into that, or if you're still doing it.
Yeah, good question. I had an itch that I wanted to scratch when I was, I guess, 24, and I just was something excited me about talking in front of a bunch of people. And I think I did a few little speeches here and there with Brandon Carter. I spoke at this self-development conference. And I guess it excited me a lot, but I haven't really felt like the need to do it that much. And like I find public speaking pretty hard. I find it pretty difficult. So when I did the public speaking, I think it went pretty well and everything. But I didn't really get into that flow state like I get into if I'm on video. And it feels a little contrived. What?
Are you shy in person?
It depends. Like, no, I'm not shy. Like, I'm pretty confident, but also it depends. Like, it depends on the setting. Like, it depends on the setting. But like when you're talking in front of I used to be a lot more shy. But I'm good. Like, it depends on. Like, it kind of depends on the context. Like, if I'm just walking in just me to a random big ass party, like, I'm not going to feel that comfortable. But if I'm like with my friends and stuff and like meeting people or one-on-one, I'm really. But anyways, like if I was doing a speech in front of like 100 people, my heart would be like beating like freaking crazy right before I get this rush. And then, but it's like anything else, something that you got to practice. But the format that I really love, that I find the best, is the Q&A style, because I found that when I was doing my speeches, the moments that were really the best was when I did a Q&A and someone asked a question and then I could just go off that. And I found that way more natural than trying to create like a scripted speech. So I'm much better in that I'm more very like I like to go with the flow, wing it off the cuff, and then do more Q&A. Someone has a question and then I love to like. Someone asks a question or they're like, hey, I'm not being able to do this, or it's a business thing, and hey, my business, I love to like just not rip them apart, but just to kind of break down.
I remember
how they're screwing up or whatever. And I can be like, I like to just get right to the truth and be pretty real. I'm not gonna. So that's my favorite style. If I want to do a speech, I would rather just walk in and just be like, hey guys, like question.
Do you remember the one kid who said that his chest just wasn't growing, and you asked him, okay, well, give me a lift that you do for your chest, and he's like, I do chest flies. And you're like, no, screw chest flies. And he said he climbed for 45 pounds, and then he said, look, your chest is not going to grow unless you're getting those numbers up to the 80s, 90s, 100s, 100. That stuff could be so much. I mean, that was years ago. That always sticks in my mind, stuff like that, in terms of getting your lifts up. Do you remember that, though?
I got to do a follow-up on that. That was so funny. Like, I got to do a follow-up on, I should make that an ad, yeah. Yeah, the chest fly guy,
That's great.
Chest flies, yeah. He's like, yeah, my chest just isn't growing. and I usually know what's going on there. But so he's you're not gonna don't expect to have a huge chest. You're lifting 45-pound dumbbells per arm. Like, I mean, that's fine. It's fine.
That was that. You said for arm too. Like, I know it was for arm. That was,
no, that's for arm. Yeah, no shit. That's fine if that's what you are. That's fine. But the goal is don't worry about, hey, why is my chest not growing? Worry about how do I get to 50-pound dumbbell for 6 reps? How do I get to 60 pounds? How do I focus on your muscle, the byproduct of strength? So focus on strength, and the muscle will come. If you're curling 15 pounds, you're like, why are my biceps not big? You're asking the wrong question.
Mm-hmm. Now, Greg, I just wanted to. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I just wanted to ask you, aside from, the weightlifting aspect of your life, you've gotten into more, film production and, being an executive producer and doing some other cool stuff with some new movies coming out. I mean, you talked a little bit before about, the superheroes and, when you were younger looking up to certain people. I mean, just how did you get involved with certain films? And, I mean, how's it going for you so far?
That's a great question.
Well, I've always really, really been passionate about film and stuff, and I think I had a chance a few years ago where I could dip my feet in the water, and I did. And it wasn't necessarily the film that I really was like, I think this film is amazing. I need to make it happen. I was just like, what the fuck? Let's just
get in the door.
Acting.
You played the doctor, right?
Yeah, it's honestly not really like. In that context, I didn't love it just because you're waiting around, you're waiting, you feel like you're doing nothing, and then you do this little line, and then so it's like this 10 hours of sitting around for 20, 30 minutes of doing anything, so it just felt like a monumental waste.
Okay.
But I think acting within a certain context can be really, really, really fulfilling. If I get more involved in the film industry, I'd want to be have a much more creative role, an impactful role. But basically, that was something I've had a calling to get my feet into. Right now, all my energy and focus is this brand and Keto Body, and I know that I could be doing a lot better. So I know that I haven't finished this. Yeah, I've released these programs, and hundreds of thousands of people have made really, really good transformations, but what I really am going to be working on in the next, growing this next, 4 or 5 years, and it's taken it to another level, and that means getting very much more dialed in and simplistic, and taking these programs, the Warrior Shred, the Greek God, the aggressive fat loss, and what these programs are designed to do is Warrior Shred. In 6 months, you're going to look like freaking Ryan Reynolds. You're going to look chiseled. The Greek God, in 6 months, you're going to add 15 pounds of muscle perfectly without the fat, and you're gaining rock hard strength. The aggressive fat loss, in 3 months, we're going to drop a ton of fat really fast without screwing up your hormones. So I'm going to really take these programs and in the next little while turn them into a really cool app. So you go on your phone, you download the Keto Body app, you find out which is the starting point, and then you join and you buy into the Warrior Shred, the 6-month program. You get all the workouts. You get everything in there, and you just follow on your phone. It tells you the calories to eat, and then as you're following the plan, you buy your supplements for the 6-month transformations. You get your octane, you get your aminos. We're going to be doing a collagen protein, which is freaking awesome, and it actually fills you up. So for 80 calories, it makes it easier to eat less. And then as you do this transformation, maybe there's a coaching option, and then after 3 months, it's like boom, now we got your physique looking good. Let's get you in the Kino bamboo tops that just fit your physique effortlessly and complement your physique. And so I have a really solid vision of how Keto Body is going to look. It's going to 10x the whole business and 10x the customer value and experience. And so that's my 100% focus right now. And as that's locked in, I'm going to be doing some really cool film style ads for Keto Body, very branded content that's going to be awesome. But that stuff needs to wait until I really simplify and increase the customer experience.
Would you ever?
Value. So.
sorry, Scott, were you asking something, or can I ask my next question?
Oh, I was just going to ask, real quick, just talking about the 3 different programs. I mean, I'm sure you've answered this question multiple times, which I don't know if it might annoy you or not, but I'm just wondering, did you come up with the plan specifically, from doing your own workouts, and then you kind of, laid them out over a specific period of time in which you put them on your website?
Yeah, exactly. I basically I uncovered these plans and strategies for myself first,
okay,
and then I.
Do you follow any specific one right now?
Yeah, right now it's like basically what I'm doing is I'm doing the aggressive fat loss workout program.
Okay.
So it's just 2 workouts a week right now, and it keeps my appetite a little bit lower. But that deficit's a little bit too much. It's a little too low calories for me based on my body fat. So I'm doing the aggressive fat loss style workout with the Warrior Shred nutrition and the refeed days. And my plan is basically, but it's early August right now or whatever. So I'm gonna just kind of maintain like a lot of leanness until September 21st, my birthday, and then there I might focus on putting on 4 pounds of muscle, something like that.
So only having talking about the program, just going off of that, going through the program process. I mean, is there any specific one that people should kind of hone in on? Is the fat loss program something that you've just come up with? Do you think that's where your product might be going in the future?
What do you mean by that?
Well, just because you keep on building new programs, over time. Is there any specific path that you're gonna try to take your company to the next level, or are you gonna consistently stay with the specific programs that you have already?
Well, I think it's right now it's pretty complete and comprehensive. I mean, you have your 90 days of really fast fat loss to lose weight quickly. You got the Warrior Shreds to get chiseled, but kind of create that physique, and then you have the Greek God program to gain 15 pounds, and then when you get more advanced, how do you gain that extra 6 to 8 pounds of muscle as an advanced lifter with a muscle group focused approach?
Yeah.
So I think with those 4 programs, that's pretty comprehensive. That's like a nice up to 2-3 year journey, and then after that, it's more so just having fun with it and having more variety. And so I'm gonna kind of simplify. I'm gonna basically systemize these programs a little bit more specific, get better content for them, get the app developed for them, and then after that, there might be I might develop another 3 years worth of cool training programs, or 2 months we're gonna be focusing on getting our pull-ups up and just having fun with it, or just creating different. One of the things I do now is I just create a simple framework for my lifting. So I'm doing 3 workouts a week. One workout is more upper body, but we're going to be focusing more on shoulders. The other upper body workout is going to be more chest focused, and the leg workout and abs are together. And then basically just creating a few different frameworks, and then you can just rotate in different exercises. So for the first month, we're going to do incline dumbbell press for this exercise, and then then we'll switch to just basically throwing in different exercises every month. You swap different exercise variations, and
just kind of mix it up.
Yeah, it keeps the variety alive, and but I mean, I've been doing these keto body focused workouts for years and years now, 7-8 years, and there's always little tweaks and changes, and you can add a little exercise here, and I've added in the rest pause training, I've added in the keto rep training for fun, and I've made some changes to the leg training for some better gains, and so I mean the options are endless, but the main business the main plan is going to be aggressive fat loss, Warrior Shred, Greek God, and then the more advanced is the superhero bulking, and then from there it's and after that it's just have fun with it, do whatever, follow the framework and just throw in new exercises and just enjoy. But after you really finish all those programs, you've pretty much reached 90% of your potential, right?
Yeah.
So you're not after that you're not gaining 20 pounds of muscle. You just have fun with it, make micro improvements, focus a bit on different things, and
So if you could have one celebrity represent your Kino Body brand, who would it be and why?
Sorry, I had a call come in. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good question. One celebrity represent my brand and why? You know what? That's tricky. Tricky question. Maybe, let's see, maybe Ryan Reynolds, because he's like pretty hilarious and he's ripped and he's funny. And like I've seen his marketing he's done for aviation and it's pretty clever and sick. So I feel like me and him would be a good like dynamic because I do more of the inspirational kind of stuff, but he's got that sardonic humor. So it could be cool. And I can tell he's pretty really good at marketing himself and keeping things really cool and funny and like getting people into it. But him or
Mark Wahlberg. I know you like him, right?
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. I would have picked Mark Wahlberg.
He's not Kino
sorry,
body.
Mark, if you're listening. Yeah, sorry, Mark, if you're listening.
If Mark's listening, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing personal, Mark. You know.
Yeah.
But I just don't think Mark. I think the philosophy doesn't really merge. I think it's maybe he does the boxing stuff and stuff like that. Who do you guys think would be good?
I think like Chris Hemsworth would be good. Him, Chris Evans.
I was gonna say one of the Avengers.
He's like hero guys.
Mm-hmm. But Reynolds is a hero guy.
Chris Evans.
He's Deadpool, so he works.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth would be really good, or Chris Evans. Chris Evans would be funny. He's pretty funny too.
Maybe Rob Gronkowski.
Who was that?
Maybe Rob Gronkowski.
Oh yeah, Rob Gronkowski. Football player?
Brad, no, he's not good. He's like, his physique looks awkward, and he doesn't have the cool look.
Oh, Gronk?
He doesn't have the Kino Warrior look.
That's fair.
Sorry, Gronk.
But Chris Evans, I think, would be a good one. But I don't think he like stays in that Captain America shape. Like, I don't think that he really, does
consistent
that
with
stuff
it. Yeah.
When he's not in the pot, But Chris Hemsworth, like, he stays. He's always in good shape because that's all he does is like the action movies with their shirts off. So.
If I could pick anyone, it would be like Brad Pitt, right around his Troy, the 2001 when it's Troy.
Did you see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
What?
Did you see his new movie?
I actually loved it.
I thought it was just okay. I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah. You know what? I heard that feedback too, and that's what my friend thought too. But I really liked it. Maybe I gotta see it again, but I enjoyed it. I like that style. So.
Maybe Tom Holland if he gets a little bulkier.
No.
I love the honesty.
I think Brad Pitt, right around his Troy days, would be sick. And I feel like he's got that kind of effortless kind of where you could see him like eating massive steak and potatoes and just going to the gym, doing some weighted pull-ups and just fucking looking sick.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan, he's another one who could do it, I think. He plays...
No.
Really? You can't see him?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, he's got good physique. He could be... Yeah, he would be...
He's Kino body.
Yeah, it would probably be like... I'm just kidding. I'd probably pick like a handful of people. But yeah, no, Michael B. Jordan, he would be good. I'm trying to think about like who I've seen in interviews who I like their vibe, their dynamic, and like how they represent the brand, like with their personality.
I mean, you've been good so far. So I mean, you could just stick with yourself.
Yeah, no, he'd be good. Yeah, Hemsworth would be really good. Do you know that story about Michael B. Jordan? Like how when he got into the Creed movie, he went to Sylvester Stallone. He's like, "Hey man, like, I'm part of the franchise now. I'm like one of you guys, and this and that." And like Sylvester Stallone's like, "Nope, you're not one of us. Not till you've been knocked out." And then he got in the ring and he took a punch and just he did it on purpose. Yeah, I saw a video of it. Like it's in the movie. Like one of the times when he gets punched and just he goes straight down. That's actually him really not getting knocked out.
Wow.
What else are you watching these days? What else is Grego Gallagher watching? He's not doing reverse pyramid training.
You know what? I find myself like I found myself really a little bit here and there. But I actually find myself like right now on Netflix, TV. There's not too much that I really like to get into. TV shows are just, you never feel any completion. You watch the one episode and then you gotta watch the next episode.
Yeah.
So my favorite thing to do is just like go on YouTube and just find some good podcast guests, like the Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay.
He's got a cool guest on. Maybe I'll watch the 10-minute clip, and if I like the clip, I'll watch the whole thing. So I just like to listen to cool guests on podcasts from Joe Rogan. So I never listened to Howard Stern. Yeah, I never listen to the Joe Rogan podcast on like the podcast. I go by the clips and I see what catches my eye, what's interesting, and then I might watch the whole episode. But yeah, that's mostly it.
You have any hobbies outside of weightlifting and your brand?
Wait, what are you watching these days?
What am I watching? I love the Marvel stuff. That's how we first met. But besides that, I like Ozark, Billions, Ray Donovan, which it's kind of ironic.
Yeah,
Donovan.
I used to watch Ray Donovan. I've seen a couple episodes of Billions. I actually last night I just put on The Dark Knight. That's a great
movie. Oh, it's amazing.
I started doing some work for The Dark Knight. I love that. That's a style of superhero movie that I miss. That very Christopher Nolan. Like he just made it very cool. I like the superhero. I like to see more superhero movies where there's more build up. There's more storyline, and you get to see them. You get to see like less of the aliens and the big like massive mistake. I want to see them like in the real life.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
Christian Bale, he could do the Kino body thing, right?
Yeah,
represented.
Yeah.
He's I heard he's a little cuckoo, but I mean, like,
actually, I was talking to a server last night, and she was like, because Soho House in Toronto, during TIFF, all the celebrities come, and like, she said he was one of the nicest, most genuine people.
Really?
Of all the big celebs she met. Yeah.
Oh, Donovan, who's your source?
He's a phenomenal actor, that guy. I love him.
He's phenomenal. I think that, when he's acting, he takes his craft really serious. And
no, right.
Don't fuck up.
He's great. He's one of the best.
Yeah, but I think he's a legit person,
he's awesome
for sure.
Because I'm inspired. I'd love to write for him someday.
Dude, 100%.
Kyle, do you have something?
No, I was just gonna, I was just asking before, do you have any, hobbies outside of your brand and, weightlifting? I know that probably consumes most of your time, but, besides, kind of being in the gym and dealing with your business with the brand?
Yeah. You know what, my lifestyle is like pretty similar, like day to day. I work on my stuff. Maybe I'll do a little meditation.
Right.
And then I hit my lifting. I like to go for nice walks. I like to go out for dinner with my friends, go for some drinks, and watch movies. And I'm looking at a place in LA. I'm going there tomorrow. I'm gonna be looking at this house there. And when I'm in LA, I love to play beach volleyball or go hiking.
Nice.
I used to ride a motorcycle. I might get back on.
Really?
Wow. Harley Davidson?
Yeah,
I can see that. Long hair flowing.
Yeah. It was I had a blacked out Harley Sportster. It was like, it's pretty fun, man. But there's something about, when life it gets overwhelming or you're on your phone, nonstop social media and everything. It's like, if you get on a motorcycle and you're ripping around for 30 minutes, like, it's like a meditation, but way more fun and exciting. You're so present, yeah. So,
that's awesome.
But it's also really dangerous too. So
yeah, gotta wear a helmet.
You gotta weigh the options. Yeah, you gotta wear a helmet. Even with the helmet, it's still dangerous.
Yeah, so I just wanted to. Yeah, I know you said you had to go around. 3:05. It's 3:06 right now. So I just wanted to thank you for coming on. Thank you for
Thank you,
getting on the show. It meant a lot to me and Donovan to get to talk to you for a little bit.
Man.
So thanks for coming on. And we don't want to take up too much more of your time. So have a good rest of your day. We look to hopefully talk to you soon and keep up the brand. We'll definitely be watching.
Dude, thank you, man. It was awesome talk coming on. Let me know when the episode is out.
Absolutely. Sunday. It'll be out Sunday. So we'll send you, Donovan or I will send you the link, and then just let you watch it if you want, or you share it, whatever.
Greg, you were the king of fitness, my friend. It's an honor to have you on the show.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, man. All right. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
See you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Yeah, so that was Grego Gallagher. Thank you to Donovan Russo for getting him on the show. It meant a lot to us to get to talk to Greg. He's definitely one of the prominent figures in weightlifting and bodybuilding. And also, outside of that, he's someone that a lot of people can look up to and see, just how he goes about his lifestyle, and that everyone can have his lifestyle, without having to, overpress their workouts and stress about what they eat. So, something to definitely look forward to in getting to talk to him and seeing some of the more, fun and unique things he comes out with, along with his clothing brand that should be coming out in October and November. So thanks for listening to us, and have a good day.